What's up, guys? If you're a dog owner and you've always wanted a dog that listens perfectly in any environment, on or off leash, welcome to the most immersive YouTube series for dog training on YouTube. I'm Austin Laramie, owner of Zero to Hero Dog Training, and we are recording every single day, day 1 to day 46 of her whole training experience, from knowing nothing to being a master. This series is going to teach the everyday dog owner how to successfully live and train their dogs to have the best relationship and give their dog the best life possible. So stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, put on the notification bell. We're posting multiple times a day for the next 46 days. I'll see you there. Woo! Oh. Come on, bye, 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 bye. What's going on, guys? We're back for another session. I've done about 3 sessions. This is the 3rd session in 2 hours tonight, just because she's a little whiny in the crate. She wants to work right now again, so we're gonna work. So I want to start teaching her luring, and she's not very food driven. I mean, it looks like she is right now, but again, what luring is teaching a dog to follow a food lure. So you lift the head up, the butt goes down, that's a sit. You pull down, and that's a down, yes, right? And I get dogs into positions, or some advanced ones is like, I bring her through my legs, which she's not gonna wanna go through my legs, or I put her and I swing her into a heel position, and then I walk in the heel position and I let her eat. But something that I think is gonna really get her into it is doing spins. So I will teach a dog, yes, to spin, and it keeps the training kind of smooth and fluid and fun, where when I'm luring, I'll do some spins and a heel, and I'll do all sorts of stuff with the dog. So I'm just gonna teach her to follow the food. Yes! And this is one trick. I'm not big on doing tricks, but the spin is a trick that is a must for me, because it relates to the heel flip, which is when a dog flips nicely into a heel position. So what you're gonna wanna do is, I got the food really close to her nose, and all I do is I just go in this circle like this. Yes, and when she does a full circle, I say yes and I reward her. Now, some dogs, they're not gonna go in a full circle the first time. So I'll reward, literally they go halfway into it. And some dogs, they're not gonna do a small circle like she's doing. Like when I just went like that and she didn't do the circle. So sometimes you need to go in a big circle like this, yes, and then reward. So again, don't reward your dog until they do a full circle. If they don't do it all the way, don't reward them. But if you can't get them to do it all the way, then do it halfway. Baby steps. But it's really fun to her to do this. Yes, good girl. And it keeps her engaged. Yes, and of course, we'll add a command to this. I like to say spin to go right, and I like to say twist to go left, or flipped, whatever. I got my directions messed up. But again, right, you lure the behaviors first. So she'll do about 200 spins before I ever tell her the word spin. So again, let's do it. So you see that, right? I went too fast. She didn't go in the circle. So I put it right in her nose. My palm is facing her nose. Bam. And I go like this. Big circle. Yes. Yes. Good girl. She likes to chase. So I might even work on some luring too. She has not been very food driven, but when I do things like this, it activates her. And that's what gets her food drive up. So the first luring exercise that I like to work on is just simply walking backwards and having the dog follow me in a straight line. I'm not worried about any turns. So here's what I'm doing. I get a few pieces of food in my palm like this, and I make a valley for her nose to go in. And as her nose is against my hand, I'm releasing one piece at a time and letting her eat. When you're doing it though, 1, you don't need to really say anything. 2, don't have your hand all the way out here. Have your hand nice and close, so your dog is nice and close in that pocket. And don't worry about any turns, just go in a straight line at first. So again, I like to, good girl. With her, I'm gonna have to do turns, because I like to go fast and get her to chase it. Good girl. But just know, as her nose is at my hand, I'm releasing like one piece of food at a time. Good girl. And then when she starts to understand the luring and understand to follow my hand, that's when I start adding positions. And I'm not going to say anything until she goes all the way down in the position that I want her to go in. Yes, and then I keep going. And as she gets that faster, it'll be faster. So I'll do it again. Yes, good girl. Do a circle. Yes. Good girl. Yeah, so now we're getting somewhere with her. You can lure in the heel position like this, where you just have your hand above her and have her walking by your side. Don't worry about flipping her into the position, but just walk. Oops, but don't drop it though. Try your best not to drop food because you don't want your dog getting rewarded by the ground. So as she's walking by my side, she's getting food that way too. So flip her all the way back. Good girl. Good. And to get her nice and straight, I will use a wall right here so that she can't flare out like that and she has to be nice and aligned with me. But right now I just want to introduce her to luring. I usually do this on day one with most of my dogs, but she came to me very nervous. And when dogs are nervous, their food drive is down and they don't want to eat. But right now she wants to eat, so we're finally doing luring after 5 days. Yes. And even though she knows sit, I still lure it. Yes. Because I just want her to understand the fundamental movement. And again, if you guys haven't noticed already, this position when I'm going down is I want her to go down, but I'm not saying anything to her. I'm not using the leash either. I'm just holding the food here. She's trying to figure out in her head, how do I get this food? Oh, my flash went off and I thought it stopped recording, but it didn't, so it's good. But again, like I was saying, she's trying to figure out how to get the food. Yes. And then through repetition, every time she lays down and she hears yes, she's gonna start doing that faster and faster each time.